you ever get any money from Costello?
No.
And did you ever get any money from Meyer Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those
None
fellas?
of those fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, or none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Shetties?
No.
You
I
think-
don't even speak to the... I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
I was conscious of the fact that he had a reputation for being an outstanding bookmaker.
You ever hear him referred to as the Prime Minister of the Underworld?
That term I did not.
Also known as Duck Corella. I refuse to answer on the grounds of an attempt to... Got any business? I refuse to answer on the grounds of attempted criminal. You have any profession? I refuse to answer on the grounds of made... Have any occupation? I refuse to answer on the grounds of made... Are you a known racketeer?
Welcome to our Wednesday night interrogation with our good friends and loyal co-host Jason with 3D Response and Lamar. Guys, I'm going to move fast. We've got a long video tonight. I want to make sure that we can get it all in without kind of pushing it a little bit. But I want to say that this is the first time that we're broadcasting on our Patreon account. If you're a Patreon member, you can watch us there now. They've got a pretty neat little system there to get that going and running. But let's talk about tonight's video. It's an axe murder out of Florida. A 67-year-old woman was axed to death in her own bedroom. The only other person in the house was her 17-year-old son. So he became somebody to be looked at, and that's what we're going to watch is the interrogation there. What we're really going to see is a lot of a lack of sophistication on the subject's part, but I'm going to say I think we're also going to see some other things on the law enforcement's part that are interesting, and I don't want to spoil it, but let's get to the video now.
Those are nice. These bracelets, yeah.
They're my mom's.
Things keep the hair in. Very good. Let's just finish this stuff up. Alright, I told you from Detective Holloway. I came in the case later, so I'm still catching up on some of the stuff we've had. Because you were here, we have to read your Miranda again, because we brought you here in custody, so we got to read your Miranda because you're here. Okay? Alright. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer. Have one present with you while you're being questioned. If you can afford a hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for any question if you wish. Do you understand those rights so far?
Yes, sir.
You can decide any time to exercise these rights, not answer any questions or make any statements. Those rights of mine, any problem talking with me?
Yes.
No problem? You have a problem talking with me?
Okay. No, no.
Okay. You okay talking?
Yes.
You understand all those rights completely?
That's all right. Exercise.
Like I said, I came up new to the case, and then basically, so I just need, we're going to go through the whole story again and show them. They were able to tell me what you told me. They were able to tell me what you told them.
Right.
But the way I work it, I'd rather hear from your mouth what you said versus them. Write it down, then you tell me what you said.
Right.
So easier for you to tell me what happened that night.
Okay.
So start from the morning.
Morning, Mother and I woke up. Don't remember around what time, but I want to say around 8-ish. We were heading on our way to St. Petersburg for a funeral, Kathy Malone's funeral, which was a family friend of my mom's. So So made it to the funeral. Everybody saw us there. We left. Don't remember around what time, but we came home from St. Petersburg with some knickknacks, like some pies and stuff. And as soon as we got home, we had a little bit of a together time. We ate pie, sat with the dogs for a little bit, talked, and then we, like we normally do on the weekends, we had our alone time with separation. She goes to take her nap, I take my nap or watch TV in my room or whatnot. I fell asleep watching, I don't even remember what, but had some TV on, fell asleep. I woke up to the sound of the dogs barking where they shouldn't be. Usually I'm a heavy sleeper, I don't wake up for nothing, but then I hear something out of the ordinary, dogs barking somewhere else. Woke up. Go out into the living room, from my room, out in the living room, and then towards the front door. Front door is already open, cracked open.
Cracked open?
Yes, it's cracked open.
Okay.
So I just walk outside thinking my mother left it open a little bit, maybe forgot to close it all the way. It sticks. So walked out, see both gates were open, side gates are open where we keep the dogs fenced inside that little green area. I went to go find the dogs, found one around the other yard, and then the other two were just gone. So then I ran inside to try to get my mom to help me out. Her room door was closed like it usually is when she takes a nap. Walked in, opened the door, and that's when I found her, just like that.
Okay. How many doors do you get in your mom's room? How many doors are there?
There are two. There's a bathroom that connects all the way through, and then there's her front door.
And which door did you walk in?
Her front room door.
Okay.
She keeps the one by the bathroom usually typically locked.
And what did you do after that?
Immediately, well, I went, like, I touched her, like, trying to see if there's anything, but after a while I realized, yeah, there's nothing I can do, so immediately called 911 after that. So.
Okay. And so when you walked in there, her back was to you or her face was to you?
Back was towards me, like in a fetal position, as if she's sleeping, facing the window.
Okay, he's describing he found his mother dead in her bed after a nap, and he's telling the story. What do you think? Where are we at on the level of sophistication, Jason, with this subject in his story?
Touching her, so I don't remember exactly if the axe was touching her, but
either
it is ours.
it's rehearsed.
Right.
He doesn't look.
So I'll get your finger.
He's too relaxed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, keep in mind he's 17.
Most 17-year-olds would be shitting themselves for being there.
So you woke up around 8ish.
Right.
Went to the funeral. How'd the funeral go?
Funeral went fine.
Lamar, what do you think about sophistication level with this subject? Would that be a consideration?
I was thinking the same thing. This seems practiced to a degree. This typically only holds up until you start asking very pointed questions. But he's a pretty articulate and calm 17-year-old. That's pretty wild.
And family there. Everybody was present. We talked to a whole bunch of people.
Okay, so how'd brunch go?
Yeah, and without a doubt, I don't disagree with what you're saying on that. I don't think he's very sophisticated. He's telling a very unsophisticated story. We can go back and I turned it down a little bit so we could talk.
In St. Petersburg, with the Williams family. And since they were all family friends.
But I believe, and we heard the interrogators say when he first sat down, I know you've said this story before, but I'm going to get it and write it down. So what he's doing now is typical, guys. We see it, and I'm going to say it every week. He's committing him to a story officially right now. But
we just talked, listened to the Rays radio, got caught up, sports. That was it.
Okay. And did you all make any stops on the way back?
To get pie.
Anywhere else?
This is an afternoon nap, not like 3 o'clock in the morning.
We
Right?
stopped by at Perkins, I think.
yeah, that's sleep at night, I believe. So yeah, this happened during the day, and he said it's normal for he and his mother to take naps during the day, which
by the Krispy Kreme.
could be.
Was it in Tampa, St. Pete, or
St.
St. Pete? Okay, so it's still down here.
Yeah.
Was your mom from there originally as well?
Yeah, she was born in St. Pete.
So y'all got like pies, and then y'all got back to the house.
Correct.
But we see the same thing in every interrogation video. He's locking down the timeline. Where did you go? Where can I pull a receipt? Catch you on a video camera? Would you have an ATM or a debit card purchase for a certain time? He's looking for the rocks in the story.
Close when you leave, or did you leave it open?
No, we close it. We open it when we walk in. We close it behind us because we don't want the dogs roaming around freely without us watching it.
Okay.
So we put up that little fence area to let them out, so we don't have to continuously be outside.
No, I'm talking about the gate when you pull in the driveway.
Oh, the big. Okay. We closed it because we left. We went to St. Petersburg and we came back and we left it open.
Okay. So you came back and left it open? When you got back, you pulled in the driveway. Did you get out of the car, or did she get out of the car to close it or open it? Did you close it when you left?
I did. I closed it. Yeah, because she was driving the way there, so I closed it.
So when you got back, you closed it when y'all got back home?
Yeah, when we left to go to St. Petersburg, I closed it. When we came back, she was still driving, so I closed it.
So you opened it to let her in, and then closed it behind
Opened it,
you?
let her in, and then closed it behind.
Okay.
Usual routine.
So what happens when you get in the house?
We just, well, first we both get out of our dress suits and all that, get comfortable to our rooms. We let the dogs out to go pee one more time, for the first time. And then we sit down and eat pie, let them in. We keep eating our pie, and then we watched whatever was on TV and had a conversation. And that was pretty much it. And then we went to our rooms.
What was the conversation about?
It was about Kathy in the service.
Okay.
Just our own personal thoughts about it. It wasn't anything serious. I think it was mostly just about her when she was speaking the Bible verse. I don't remember the exact Bible verse, but it was just she was getting some things off her chest.
So everything was okay there. So, and then you said y'all went to go take your naps.
Correct.
From there. Did you eat anything else other than pie?
Nope.
Did she eat anything else other than pie?
Not that I know. I just went to my room.
The what else, buddy? The any other cameras at all? Any cameras inside?
Not that I remember. My mom was not that I remember. My mom said something about having a camera, but I've gone back to the house, and you guys have thoroughly gone through it. When I got back there and saw, I still didn't find any cameras. The only one that I knew was already taken off the property.
So you don't just the one camera's taken off the property, and the one is outside the house? What about any ones that were inside the house?
I don't remember if there were any ones inside or not, because it's not something I care about that much. It's whatever my mom did. My mom was always very private, so most of the cameras were hidden. There's a sign that we have that says surveillance, and we had multiple cameras up at the house, but they all got weathered out and broken. So we just left up little lights that look like cameras, and they're all kind of hidden in the trees and stuff, where it's kind of hard to find them. So my mom was always very private with that kind of stuff.
What about cameras in the house?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Sure?
Yes, it is. Those are just whatever my mom did.
Okay. So you said you don't remember, or you know there wasn't any in the house?
I don't remember, because I don't know if there were or not.
Okay.
Yeah, there are, because my mom said she caught me on camera sneaking in a friend late at night. We got in big trouble for that. And the one that she caught me on wasn't there. It's a little white one that faces towards the door. I remember that one.
Where was it at?
Right on where the TV is, a big shelf thing. It sits right on the side, faces right towards the door. It's been there long enough to where I keep forgetting it's even there. But I remember it because I got busted on there.
Any other cameras?
Not to my knowledge. That's the only one I specifically remember because I got busted.
And when did that happen?
Oh, I don't.
In reference to your mom's passing?
Maybe a month before. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, so she's had him for a little while, or had the camera for a little while?
Yeah, it was there long enough to where I forgot it was there. I guess, but not long enough.
Why do you think he's asking so much about the cameras? Obviously, that'd be a great piece of evidence, but they seem to be talking about a lot of if cameras weren't there. What do you think?
I made note of that. I didn't see her phone.
Yeah, I think it's because they have them and they've already probably reviewed the whatever recovered video and audio from them. So it'll be interesting to see if he starts to recant parts of his story once that's disclosed.
Jason, do you recognize the technique here?
Yes, and the detective gave it away when he said, "Are you sure?" And then he moved on. That was he's letting him kind of dig his own grave right now. They know something there would be my guess.
Yeah, I think that they probably have some pretty conclusive evidence. One, if you're the only two people in the house and one person dies from an axe wound, you got some explaining to do. You know, someone else had to be there if it wasn't you. So they go over entryways into the room. He's kind of got this kid locked down, and that's why I talk about sophistication. The kid's walking right through. He's being led along. But the technique that I'm speaking of is the technique of where you let somebody spin it out, even give them confidence that you're drinking from the fountain, right? You're drinking the Kool-Aid. They're setting out. But at the last minute, we pulled out. I was like, hey, well, there were cameras, and you know, we got 5 people that saw you do it, and I got you on videotape doing it. We've seen this in a lot of interrogations. It usually causes such an overwhelming of an internal emotion breakdown that they're really not capable. They're either calling for an attorney or they're giving up the goods because they're not capable of wiggling around anymore. They've been hit. They don't know how many places they've been hit with their story in their mind as they roll it back.
Fingernail scrapings? Yeah, that's not DNA. DNA is just take a swab in your mouth.
I don't disagree at all. He's, like I said, this guy, I don't know the evidence they've had, but this guy is digging himself a hole.
Oh, really?
He's saying a lot of specifics that are easily provable.
The Irvings, for about a month. My mom and I were kind of
Yeah, but I thought the camera questioning, they went into some detail about that.
We're all good.
But I thought that was interesting. I bet we see some camera stuff come up a little bit later.
Her daughter was working for Casa, the
but
women's.
Yeah, Jessica Casa.
Yeah, and she just needed to get her fingerprints done here so she could go back and start working there as an.
Casa.
Mm-hmm. As an.
It's a good place. I'm gonna get the guy grab her fingerprints right quick.
No problem.
And that's the DNA. It's just basically cotton ball swab. And that's all it's for. Just so it gives us elimination because we know you live there.
Yeah.
Wait, since you go through it.
Yeah.
And so the other 2 dogs didn't come back until.
Correct. Yeah, one was easily able to get rounded up. Just put it in the proximity inside the fenced area. And then the other 2 just came back kind of with the cops, all the noise following them.
Okay.
I figured they were at the neighbor's yard, which was kind of a lot of work to do, while also making sure that they found the right place.
This is Eric. He's on. Just take a big bit. Did you ever see him over in the neighbor's yard or anything? The other 2 dogs?
No,
they showed up.
They just showed up across from the gate, so you could see them kind of like making their way back. It's kind of like, oh, there they are. But usually that's their MO. It's kind of like there's nowhere else they go. They go over there, take a piss on their plants, and then they annoy the other neighbor's dogs.
Right. And that's just common for them.
Yeah, all the time whenever they get loose.
Right. Oh yeah.
All right, so they're going to take his, scrape his nails, do a kit on his hands, probably swab. Sound like he agreed to do that.
All right. So now you're saying there was definitely one camera in the house.
Yeah, I didn't remember about it until Perez, that was my old DCF caseworker. The new DCF caseworker was talking about how she found out that I got busted for sneaking someone in the house, and I remembered, oh yeah, I'm on talking about the camera. So yeah, that was one that I know of. It was just that one facing the door.
All right. Did she bust you like a day or 2 before she passed away?
Oh no. It was a while before. I got in some trouble for that. I couldn't drive for like a week. So like I said, probably a month.
About a month?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you didn't go out by the lake at all that day?
No.
When you got home?
Nope.
And you said you went into the shed for?
Just to make sure all my tools were set and ready, so we don't have anything. Like if the chainsaw was broken, I can't use a chainsaw, can't do the work today. I was just making sure everything was all set and ready to go.
Were you all supposed to do anything that afternoon?
We were gonna try, but depending on the naps, it's kind of like.
Whatever time you get done?
Yeah.
Okay. You go in there. It feels like meant to be me. When y'all were talking, you said you were talking before you took a nap. And you were just talking about the funeral, was it?
Yeah, it was just about her speech, how emotional how it was, and she felt it died and blah blah blah, and Kathy. Just kind of some stuff that she wanted to get off her chest before wanting to go and take a nap and stuff she didn't say at the funeral or such.
Right. Y'all just talking on the way home?
No, it's just sports. Usually when we ride home, it's just music on or stuff like that, or we talk about sports or something.
The axe, where do the axe come from?
Shed, probably.
Where's everyone normally kept it?
It was either inside the garage or in the shed. Pretty sure it was in the shed this time. Because I didn't look for the axe. I looked for the machete, which was in my room, because I usually sharpen it, and it's kind of like dual purpose. I'm always outside working, and it's kind of like my own little defense. If anybody comes and breaks in house, I have my own little weapon. And then basically just getting the chainsaw and a little long blade thing we have ready to go, which were both in the garage.
So was the axe in the garage or in the shed?
I don't know, remember exactly.
Was that something you used it prior to that day?
I want to say a week before. We had a tree fall, waterlogged, just kind of hacked it up. It was a good workout.
And where was the tree at?
Down, laying down by the road.
By the road?
Yeah.
Was it near the gate? Or
No, it was like halfway through. You can still see where we pushed it over.
And that was like a week before?
Yeah, about. And then there's a new tree that fell down recently, kind of around the same area. That's like a very common hotspot to have trees fall down.
There's like an old oak tree there or something like that? Keep dropping?
It's just really skinny pine trees that get waterlogged and just
okay. And you didn't, you don't remember grabbing the axe when you found it? It was inside your mom.
I don't remember if I touched it or not. I do remember specifically touching her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Grab a couple if you want. No, that stuff's messy.
It's interesting how relaxed he is when he's controlling the story.
That was kind of one of my questions. I didn't remember if I touched it or not.
Yeah, I agree. I've been. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
I'm saying it's like he's in the principal's office.
So you don't remember if you touched it or not?
No, I just specifically remember her.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's fidgety, but there was always a physical thing that we would try to pay attention to, as most people don't know how to relax through their shoulders. So the more nervous someone gets, their shoulders kind of come up to their ears. This guy, outside of him being fidgety and scratching his face and wiping and all that kind of stuff, he seems pretty relaxed.
Well, you know, you've got that weird phenomena that you may have noticed, Jason, that when people think that police are going to challenge them at everything they say wrong. So if you haven't challenged them, then they kind of think that maybe it's working, that they're fooling you. They don't realize that, especially in interrogation settings, that people are going to go along with what you say. They're not going to challenge it off the get. So I'm curious to see where we're at on the shoulders and how relaxed he is when he gets challenged with some of this. I think that's going to happen here soon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for your audience to watch. Once he loses control of the conversation and to watch his body language after that. Hopefully it'll be a night and day difference between when this started and where it ends up when they start challenging him.
Jason, is it a clue to maybe a mental state or maybe a mental defect if you don't see a change when they're challenged?
Now you're staring at evil. If he truly chopped up his mom and he's talking like this, and he doesn't change, this is an evil mind. Most people would have some sort of regret, some sort of sadness, some sort of I'm sorry, but to do this to your mom.
So you could put that. You're probably leaning in the psychopath or sociopath type of mindset if someone doesn't.
Yes, homicidal,
change.
Sociopath. Yeah.
Nothing at all?
No, maybe a couple things that I vented to some friends about my mom and I had arguments, but nothing that resolves to that case.
Okay. And then Bryson, like I said, she was pretty sure she was there like a night or two before, like Thursday night.
Might have been. I don't exactly remember the times with that.
No, like a night or two before your mom passed away.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what times, like which day specifically, because I'm usually hanging out with a group of friends.
Were you and Bryson ever mess around at all?
Like, what do you mean?
Sexually, did y'all ever mess around sexually at all?
We kissed once,
Okay.
that's it.
I don't care if you did, I just
No.
trying to get relationship status because you're Bryson over like late night.
Yeah, no, Bryceland was over. She wanted to hang out because it was my girlfriend's birthday that day. And she and I hung out. And we did stuff and whatnot. I took her home and I was already out. Bryson was like, hey, can I come over, have a couple drinks? I got to ride back. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, sure, why not? And snuck her in. watched the movie, had a good time, played some card games, I think. I don't really remember. And then took her home.
Is that when your mom caught you sneaking somebody in at that time?
That's when she caught me on the camera. She told me the next day she got it.
It would have been Thursday to Friday.
That wasn't the day when she busted me. That was way before. I think what she was talking about was when I was with a group of friends.
No, she said you was over there the night before your mom passed away. Because I talked to her shortly after your mom passed away. A month or two ago. And it was a night or two before she passed away.
I seriously don't think so. I don't remember because I know that night before was my girlfriend's birthday, and then I had her over at the AM, so I'm not really sure when that is.
I got Bryson on camera at your house. At the night, it was the 13th, not 13th, it was like the 11th or 12th.
Okay.
I'm trying to recollect my dates, but so Bryson's there, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning when she leaves.
Something like that, yeah, I think that's when we left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She left, you didn't leave.
She left?
Mm-hmm.
I had to take her somewhere. I had to take her home.
That night?
Yeah.
Okay, they got you going back to your room and her leaving.
Oh, I took her home.
Then we go back out again.
I definitely took her home out of that because there's no way she could go home by herself. I picked her up.
I thought you said earlier she had a ride home.
Huh?
I thought you said a few minutes ago she was coming over because she had a ride home.
Yeah, but then I ended up taking her home. And I went to a friend's house, Anne Reginicky. I don't know if you guys, but I bought her out and make chicken that night as well, early in the morning. She was pretty drunk and just wanted to make chicken. I was already out, so I went through the drive-thru, bought one. It might be on my debit card record.
Okay.
I don't know if I use my card or cash.
All right. So after you found her, you went out to the front yard and you stayed out there.
Correct. That's what the lady on the operating system told me to do.
Okay.
Go back in the house.
And you said you fell asleep about an hour and a half or so?
Yeah, an hour and a half.
On your phone, there's really no dead time. Your phone's being used almost the entire time.
Yeah, it's probably stayed on.
No, I mean somebody physically using it. See, the phone, the database-wise, this has come from our forensic guy.
Mm-hmm.
The phone was used, it records flips and stuff like that. It records every time you flip it, plug it in. Anytime you access something, every website you look at, you're looking at sports, stuff like that, just like you told us before.
Yeah.
But it shows it was active almost the entire time you were home.
Like back and forth on the house, or like just on one steady thing?
Different stuff.
Oh.
So every time you open an app, every time you close the phone, every time you reopen the phone, all that's recorded. Like everything on a phone's recorded now.
Right, the whole thing, yeah.
I mean everything. Steps you take, places you've been. That's how when you do a search on Google, it'll show up on Facebook.
Right.
Because they're linked together. If you're at McDonald's, it'll say, did you like McDonald's even though you didn't say you're at McDonald's?
Right.
Phone knows you're there.
Mm-hmm.
So it keeps track of everything you've done. It's just phones these days.
Right.
They're basically walking computers and thing of what you've done, an entire diary of what you've done.
Right.
Your phone never shows it was ever pretty much dormant for any kind of long period of time.
Well, I definitely went to sleep, I tell you that. I was out.
Right. And you said you never woke back up until you.
Okay, I'm going to pause on this because I don't want to miss any part of what they're saying there, and I don't want our audience to either. But I believe we're seeing a turning of the page by the interrogator at this point, or investigator. He's starting to challenge him a little bit. Do we see anything different in our body language, our tone from our? Do we see any effect with the challenges?
Oh yes. It was not lost on me that he ran his hands through his hair. If you remember to the very beginning of the episode before when the interrogators were first walking in, he did a similar thing. So I think now that he's being pushed, he can tell that the story's starting to fall apart. Technology, for the large part, doesn't lie. I think this is the shift where he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah, you realize that the guy's maybe not buying his wares, I think, at this point, but I don't think he's convinced. I'm not seeing a whole lot there, but I'm seeing some fidgeting, some ear popping, and even our viewers are noticing that a lot of fidgeting. But Jason, how would that make you feel as the interrogator sitting across the table observing this?
I think they confronted him with an oh shit moment, and he's trying to correct it and fill in the blanks. It's kind of in that middle zone right now where they fired at him, and now he's trying to make it right in his mind, and excuses are coming out, and if I'm the interrogators right now, I'm going to keep down this path. I wouldn't let off of this because obviously his story, they just shot a hole into it and he's got an oh shit. How do I fix this?
Yeah, and you see this a lot, like with when you come up with something like, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about my phone being be able to track my location, and maybe my McDonald's story, whether I went or didn't go, is going to be determined as BS. But you see him shirk it off towards the end of that, which I'll go back to sophistication, almost immaturity, I would say, where he shook it off. It's like, well, I did go to sleep for sure, so it must be something up with the phone because I'm telling the truth. What do you think, Lamar?
No, I agree with you 100%. I think whatever persona he's used to convince people to be confident in what he's saying is about to fall apart.
You bet. Hey, guys, before we get back to it, I want to introduce everyone to our friend Range Minded with the Range Minded podcast. Steve puts out a weekly episode, works hard at doing it, and it's valuable content. It's great content is what I should say. If you're a 2A enthusiast, you like individual rights as an American, this is the podcast for you. Let's take a look at the Range Minded podcast.
Have you ever wondered to yourself, man, what time does the store close? Or where's the best cheeseburger near me? Well, I'm not going to answer those questions. That's what your damn phone is for. Use that. Instead, if you have stuff related, to the 2A world, I'm your man. My name's Steve. I run the Range Minded podcast. On the podcast, we talk about all things Second Amendment, whether it be new guns or gear. Maybe we talk about some training. We'll dig into Washington and the shenanigans they get up to. Sometimes we talk about the Supreme Court and the crap that they're doing. It's always a good time, a little smorgasbord of the 2A, if you don't mind me using that narrative. Either way, you can find us whether on YouTube or Rumble, Range Minded Podcast. I'm also on all sorts of streaming services, wherever you listen to your podcast, Range Minded Podcast. You can jump on the website, rangemindedpodcast.com. Maybe stop by, buy a patch and some other things. There you can link to the social medias and all that other stuff. Hope to see you there. It's always a good time. Anyways, you guys have fun, stay safe, and always stay range-minded. See you guys soon.
Yeah, folks, a Range-Minded podcast. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, you'll find him there. Give him a subscribe, a follow, whatever's appropriate for the platform that you're on. And go to his website, rangeminded.com. Buy a patch. Support the man. He's a small content provider, and he works hard at it, and he does it every week. He does a good job at it. Well, okay, let's get back to the video. It looks like we're starting to challenge this young man a little bit on his why'd you come home late story, essentially. So let's see where this starts to move.
Dogs barking.
Yeah, the dogs. As soon as the dogs barked, that's when I woke up, and that's when I started moving back around.
And then the front door was open?
Yeah, front door was already cracked.
And the gates were open? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then your mom phone, when you found her, she was missing. It was missing?
Correct, it wasn't there.
Okay. On your phone itself, it also tracks your GPS locations, so I can track your entire track around your yard.
Like movement?
Yes, everything. So, I mean, some of the stuff you told me is true, and some of the stuff not so true.
Like, what's up?
Like where all you went while you were on the phone. Because you were on the phone with 911 for a few minutes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it tracks everywhere you went the entire time you're on the phone and the entire time when you weren't on the phone.
Right.
So as you said, you carry the phone with you everywhere, just like typical. Mm-hmm. Pretty much all young people these days don't leave without it.
So yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So it tracks everywhere you went. It says you were down by the lake area.
For when?
At that time, while you were in that whole time frame from when you called 911 on.
I didn't go down by the lake. I could see it. I didn't go down there.
It tracks you all the way down there. GPS. I mean, it looks like I connect the dots the entire way.
Well, I don't remember being down there at all. I don't, because there's no reason for me to be down there.
Right.
Everything's in the house or has to be up front because the cops were coming that way. Or the dogs were up there.
I mean, it's like when you first called 911, so it's not like it's been a few minutes. You're down there shortly after you called 911.
Right.
And it shows a time frame when you're time. That's like I said. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. If your mom were in an argument or something like that, something happened, I need to know because it's the only way I can help you.
Right. I understand. And no, we weren't in any argument. I just don't remember being down by the water at all. I specifically remember where I was from when the dogs were barking to when I found her, and then that's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of like just racing by, focusing on my mom, and then the cops getting there, detectives, and then you guys showing up and whatnot. Other than that, it's kind of been wavering in and out. And then lately I've been having like dreams, like it's been replaying in my mind. And
You will have
it's
those.
the same thing, it's creepy.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I need you to help me. That's the only way I can help you at all.
Right, I,
Because if not, it looks like something really brutal happened for no good reason whatsoever, versus your mom's relationship we know was rocky.
right.
It always has been.
Right. But-
She was more assertive, and you are alpha as well, so you like your own
Yeah, my house.
rules. Yes, and I can understand that. But at the same time, either you is something totally that was just it got carried away.
No, we weren't in any fights whatsoever. Not the whole day. Nope.
All right. So why your phone be down by the lake?
The only thing I could think of was trying to find maybe one of the dogs, and I went down there and I completely forgot about it. But I don't really remember searching by the house and then going down the road, like the usual pattern of things. Valentine, the dog that recently passed the week before, she used to go into the backyard, all the way into the back, and get into the burn pile where we burn our garbage and such. And she would get into the garbage and try to eat it up. But she's not there anymore, so there was no reason for me to get back there.
Right.
It may have gone down there without realizing it or remembering it.
We got your phone down by the lake. You know where the little wide opening is? You got like a tree here, a tree there, and you got this one little wide opening area where you got an open view of the lake and you can see across towards Sandpiper and all that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The entrance of the lake?
But yeah, but
Okay, yeah,
right in front of where your boat is.
There's two places. There's the small lagoon, and then there's
Not the lagoon, the open lake part.
Okay, yeah.
So right in that area, we got your phone all the way down right by that.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out why you would have gone down there.
Possibly, like I said, maybe dogs. I don't remember going down there.
Okay. All right, you know we have a dive team, right?
Yeah.
And then we searched the entire lake behind there.
Okay.
Well, we
And I got to pause for this because this is what's going on right now, Lamar. With the you speak about it a lot. They have lots of details. I ate 3 chicken nuggets, and I know this, and that. I went out to prepare the chainsaw for working later, and all these things. But why'd you go to the lake? Ooh, well, I don't recall going to the lake. It's almost textbook, isn't it? When you sit across from it enough that you know when people are dodging or being deceitful.
Absolutely. People are people. I would say just, 2 things. He has detail gaps, which is always a signal. But I also noticed when they really started to push him, this was really subtle. He kind of planted his feet. And if you pay attention to his hands, I can't really see him that well, but I would be willing to bet that his hands are clasped now on his legs. So again, his physiology is betraying him. He's shifting into guarding while trying to act like he's still cool under pressure. I think this dude's spiraling.
Right. And Jason, you see it as well, I'm sure, right? I mean, it's so textbook. This one's hard not to see.
Yeah, I agree with Lamar and you. I would also point out that he's agreeing with everything they say. Right. And he's agreeing to things that contradicted his first story, which he's trying to appease them a little too much. Just an observation.
But he's got to go with you got to like me enough because the evidence doesn't make me look innocent. That's where they're at. I think that's more of a an immaturity factor when folks do that. You'll see that a lot, and I'm not being sexist when I say this, but you'll see a lot of women go to that under stress because that poor me, and I wouldn't do the things that they say. I would never do these things. Poor me, I'm a victim. It's to try to draw some sympathy because that's the only thing you got going for you. The evidence doesn't make you look too sympathetic. That's my theory. That's not something I've ever learned in a book. It's just my theory on it and observation sitting across the table from folks that go from these phases that are so predictable. And they're very predictable. The less sophistication, I think it's more of it.
If he was innocent and they said a comment like you went down to the lake and he didn't go down to the lake, he would have said, "Fuck no, I did not go down to the lake." But said, "Oh, you're right. It's those types of things. Somebody who's innocent will fight for themselves when they know they're innocent. That's what's giving me the red flag here."
No, 100%. Lamar, anything before we go back?
No, man, I'm super excited to see where this goes. I think he's getting ready to fall apart.
Nicole agreed with somebody up here. I'm not sure who it was. All right, here we go.
Found anything out there, you think?
No, sir.
Nothing to know of?
No. Probably old hooks, fishing poles.
Commonly do find lead bottoms.
Yeah.
Anything else you think about find under? I need you to be completely honest with me, because I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, I definitely understand 100%. No.
Down at the lake, I'm on the dive team as well. Give me some gloves. I said, this is what I'm trying to do. That's my team.
Yeah, I definitely understand. And I want to be completely cooperative from what I remember.
You have been so far.
I don't want to get into any trouble whatsoever.
And you have been. So what I'm trying to, like I said, I got to be able to explain this to not only my bosses, the attorney's office, as to why, because that's the only way I can help you.
Right.
Because if not, they're going to think whatever everyone wants to think.
Mm.
And as you know, some people love you and,
right.
and said you're a great person, but you have a short temper.
Yeah.
Does that look familiar at all to you? I know it's taken apart.
Is that the camera that's hanging up?
That was outside?
Yeah, it's facing towards the...
So does that look familiar to you?
No, sir.
Remember the small cameras you said were in the house? This camera was outside of here.
Okay, then yeah, it's one of the ones that are facing towards the window.
Okay. Guess how many we found?
How many?
How many do you think we would have found?
One?
No.
If there's only one in the house?
No, you know there's one in the house.
No, sir, I know of one.
Didn't your mom show you the videos of the dogs and stuff?
Yeah, from the one that faces the door. You can see him watching outside when we roll up. You can see him barking at the door.
There's 3 cameras in the house.
Okay.
I found 3 cameras in the house. I actually found one of them.
Okay.
And then, guess what else? What else do you think we could have found in the lake that day? I'm just trying to ask you, if you just to help me out here.
Yeah, I understand, and I don't know.
You don't know what else we could have found out there?
No, I'm going to assume her phone since she's got the camera.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the rest from the house. This is that big thing. If you close it up.
Right, yeah. The one that sits outside.
And then this is same thing as in these big seats. This here is just there. But yes, we found 3 cameras in the lake. Mm-hmm. And why do you think we found a phone down there?
Well, the cameras were down there, so I'm assuming the phone was too.
I'm going to tell you. Remember I explained to you where the phone keeps track of everything you do?
Yeah.
And you know your mom had one of them health things?
The Fitbit.
Yeah. You know what that tracks?
Heart rate, movement, stuff like that. I have it now.
How does it count your movement?
I think it's Bluetooth, right?
Right, but how does it track distance or does it track steps?
Steps.
Correct.
Yeah, because it tracks your mileage and stuff.
Yeah, we have our phones as well. Sorry, I'm not going to cut it out. I realize we have these in plastic bags. This is where I really need you to help me out here, because I've got to come up with something to help you.
Right, I understand.
I say it just, the timeline doesn't add up.
I understand. And I keep saying, I know Detective Ramos tried to get with me as well, and Detective Ramos also mentioned that things can happen where you just black out and you don't remember, but that's just wasn't.
I don't think you blacked out in November. I think you may have lost your temper and something happened.
Oh no, we were completely fine the whole day. You can ask the people at the funeral and such like that. I think we were fine, 100%. We got along completely.
Okay, we can't talk over this part. But he's pretty much backed off his story now. He's planting the seeds that, man, if I did it, then I didn't know I did it. I'm just an innocent young man. How successful do you think this ploy is going to be?
Not at all. I don't think it works out at all. There's already too much stacked up against them. What was odd to me is even confronted with like the evidence drop, showing him the box, pulling things out of the box and putting them on the table, all of which is for effect. His response was still very controlled. So I kind of go back to your original question, Joe, about if there's something psychologically off with this kid. Like, most people confronted at this point would be more visibly nervous, and he's not.
Do you think it adds to, I won't say an adult level of sophistication, but a child level of sophistication dealing with people of unknown to you in some sort of position of authority that he's in the foster care system and has been? The woman that they're talking to him about, the woman he calls his mother, is actually his foster mother, a 67-year-old woman that took him in under the foster care program.
Yeah, the read I get on him now is as an adolescent, he's used to being around people that he can manipulate. And for a 17-year-old, he kind of fancies himself a smooth talker, and it's worked for the vast majority of his life so far. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out now.
It's kind of like I said, was trying to say earlier. It's the only tool in his toolbox, so he's going to swing it when he thinks he needs to swing it. Jason, are you picking up on that as well, or do you have a different look on it?
No, I agree with everything Lamar said. This guy is just evil. He's got some serious mental health issues, and the fact that he is not acting like a normal person when confronted with they got me. Like, I mean, it's his response right now is just not normal. What no normal person after killing their foster mom would respond like this. This is not a good person.
You know, I try to steer clear of what I think someone's response should be to like traumatic things like the death of a child, death of a spouse. I'm not saying I don't notice it, but I try not to give it a lot of weight because, man, you just don't know. But I will say that, well, let's go back to the anatomy of this interrogation. What do you think the goal was when they came in to sit down? Either one of you want to venture to guess, and I'll guess as well because we don't really know. But what do you think their goal was by the way they stacked it up? We got boxes of evidence. They did the buccal swab in the middle of the interrogation. That's not something you always want to do necessarily. Do you think they had a goal in mind on this and how to break this down? Jason, I'm gonna go to you first on this.
Because it was Miranda was read, it was not a voluntary statement. They read Miranda. I think on the detective side, they had enough information to call him in to let him set his story up from his point of view, and then throw at stuff that they've collected. I think they have him before they sat down here, and they're trying to get him to confess to it because they have enough PC I think, or probably did, for the arrest. And I think they're just looking for that final little nail in the coffin, which would be for him to admit it.
Okay. Lamar, you want to take a venture at a guess?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, obviously there's a degree of hindsight bias here, but it seems now like a trap where the baselining session of this was pretty quick, and they were essentially just letting him fall into the trap completely, and he did. One of the things that makes me wonder what they're trying to do is, based off of how he interacts with them during this session, is add that to the determination of whatever charges they end up throwing at this guy. Because again, like there's no remorse. He seems, your point well taken, Joe, about how people react differently. But 17-year-old kid is known to have a quick temper. He's been busted before doing things he's not supposed to do. To me, he comes across as a pretty convincing liar if you're not aware. And even confronted with evidence that proves that his story's bullcrap, he still seems a bit unfazed. Yep, that's no empathy. So, yeah, I don't know. This is wild.
I think going into this, it sounds like we've had dive teams involved. They found video footage. They probably got some pretty damning video footage, maybe not of the murder, but, you know, walking through the living room an hour before your mother's reported axe murdered with an axe in your hand would probably not be what we'd call exculpatory evidence. I believe they sat down to try to get this, get a confession. I think a confession puts a cherry on the top. You can pretty much call this case closed. Let's move on to grand jury and trial. So I think that's their goal. They kind of did the textbook. They let him dance and put himself in a corner, gain some confidence, and then they kind of hit him with just shit you're not going to be able to explain, just stuff you're not going to be able to explain, like how this camera get down in the lake that you say you weren't standing by, but your phone says you were. How did this happen, and how did these other things come about? I think the design in this interrogation scheme is to, and we've seen it before, is to get him to melt down at the end. So I'm kind of curious to see how that actually goes from this point forward, because they've unleashed the whirlwind on him. We don't believe you. All this, we've done all this work. He realizes now that it's not dumb Columbo cops sitting across from him. The guy's got some evidence, and he's got some explaining to do. So I'm curious to see if he'll actually break and give in. And it sounds like he's on the verge of doing that. When you start talking about, y'all heard me talk about circling the drain. I think he used it just a few minutes ago as well, Lamar. But circling the drain, the first pass, is like maybe I blacked out. I'm curious to see how close to the truth, which is the going down the drain itself, we actually get with him. But it sounds like he's ready to at least admit that it's possible that he could have done it.
One last alibi fire here, Jill. There was one question I thought that they were going to ask next, just based off the sequencing, and they didn't. And that was, how do you think these cameras ended up in the lake? I was actually hoping they would ask that question, and they didn't. They just showed like, hey, these are the cameras from the house, and they're in the lake, and they just kind of let it drop. But maybe it'll come up later.
Well, I believe it was more like these are the cameras that were at the house. We found them in the lake where your phone said you were standing. So, I mean, I think they sensed that pretty decent. But as far as alibi fires, there are no alibi fires on this range, Lamar. No alibi fires.
Roger that.
I used to hate that. I used to hate it. Let's go back to it.
It was a good day.
When she caught Bryson in your house, she caught Bryson on those cameras, correct?
Yeah, the one I was facing the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she told me.
And what other cameras were in the house? You lived in the house. You could see the cameras. She didn't hide them.
Probably not, but I didn't remember any more except for that one, because that's the one I got busted on.
So you're thinking that's the only camera that was in the house, the one?
The one I got busted on, yeah.
You just see no other cameras in the house?
No.
She never mentioned that she had other cameras in the house, or know that she know what she's doing.
We used to have a Guardzilla, a little triangle thing that sat up by the big clock, but we got rid of that because it didn't work anymore.
Why did your mom have cameras in the house, do you know?
Safety, and that used to sync out all the time.
So it was because you had been safety for in case somebody breaks it at the same time.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm a little butthole and she can't trust me, so I've got to film the interior of my house to see what's going on when I'm not there. That's why she has cameras.
So based on what we were told, and based on the camera information, because we got it on camera, you're wearing shorts, she's wearing shorts and a shirt. As she's walking out. And the next morning, does your mom text Kylie at all? Did Kylie talk to you anything about having people sneaking in her house?
No, my mom just came directly at me and told me about it. I don't remember if she contacted Kylie or not.
All right. Well, she came right directly, probably the next day then, correct? Friday?
I think so, yeah. All right, I don't know the exact date, but I do know it was the day after.
The day after, so it would have been Friday, if she came over Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been the day before the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
So did that cause any tension between you and her?
No, I just got pissed at the fact that she caught me. And then after that, I mean, I snuck somebody in when I wasn't supposed to, so I was like, all right, yeah, kind of deserve that one. And at that time, we were working on, like, accepting and working things out. And that was kind of like a pick a battle thing. I'm not going to fight over something that I got caught with. So it was a take my punishment, let it be type of thing.
Did Kylie get upset at all? Bryson was over that late?
I don't even think Kylie texted me about it. I don't remember.
Kayla? Yes.
We talked to her, but she didn't know about it until way later, until like recently now, and then we talked about it. Yeah, she was pretty upset.
How did she find out?
She found out through Kylie, because I completely forgot about it, and then when I talked to her about it, she was pretty upset, and then from there it's just kind of like we had a little mini argument for that.
I think she's understandable.
Yeah, she was pretty pissed.
Your dogs are nuts when anybody comes over from what we've been told.
Yeah, they'll go nuts if they can see you through the door. They'll go crazy berserk.
If they're outside, they'll bark like crazy.
If they're outside, if they see you at all, they will go crazy. Okay. If there's any noises, they'll just get up and investigate. But if they don't see anything out of the ordinary, they'll stay quiet. They'll even bark at squirrels if they come up too close to the door.
Right. And as I took you back to the phone, your phone's down by the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom's phone down by the lake. 3 cameras down by the lake.
Okay.
You see how this is stacking up?
I understand, but I'm still.
And the only way I can help you is if you come up front and say, we got a fight, it was a total accident, something like that. If that's what happened, then tell me the truth. I need to know that because I can't help you without that.
Right.
Because without that, it's just something horrible got done and you don't care about it.
Well, no, I definitely do care about it. I'm fairly pissed. It's just, it's not.
Because I can only follow the evidence I have.
I understand.
didn't hit you before pretty much today.
I understand, but I don't, there's nothing that happened to where we got into a fight at all. There was nothing at all. That's the thing. It was a perfectly good day. We were fine, and I don't remember anything bad going on that day. It was all just okay.
When your mom got you on video, man, how did she show you? How did you find out that it was legit that she got you on camera?
Because she showed it to me to the front-facing camera, the one towards faces the door. She showed me a video of me walking her in. And I was like, ah.
But how did she show the video? Was it on the TV? Was
No,
it
it was
on the camera?
It was on the phone.
Off the phone? Did it have like an app or something, or was it just, how did that work?
I don't remember. It was just the screen comes up, and then she just went here, and I was like, ah.
So I'm assuming that they normally record all the time, or how?
I don't know.
No idea.
I don't, because that's not a camera I didn't help install. Like help.
She installed her. Who they did have someone come out, or she?
I don't know. I don't know. They just showed up. They showed up. The one that I know from the front facing was there when I came back from living at the Irving's house. That's when I showed up.
Well, how far back was that?
Goodness.
A month at least.
At least a month. We were together last for a month.
And that's why they just popped up one day and there it is?
Yeah.
So you just came home and said, oh, there it is. There's the camera. How did that conversation go? Did you ask her about like what's up with the camera?
No, she's always had cameras like outside, or once it didn't work, it just worked for show.
Yeah.
Or she had the little mini Guardzilla, and that was pretty much it. So I figured she just got one from the front door.
So we could assume that those things were constantly recording. That's the only way she was able to show up. It was like in the morning. When she approached, was it like the next morning or later that day, or was it at the same time that you?
I think it was later. I think it was like, I don't know.
It's almost like she probably was scrolling through her videos and was like, oh shit, that's Carlos right there with this chick walking up my damn house.
Yeah, probably.
So those things are constantly probably recording all the damn time.
I guess so, because the Guardzilla, the one we had was set. Like it was always recording. Like you could see the video, but then to record to like arm it, you have to press something to arm it. So I'm not sure.
And these record automatically. That's what they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have memory cards in them.
Right.
All right. And that's how we was able to see the video of you sneaking out and stuff like that, man.
Right.
So what we're trying to get at, man, like I said, it's been about 2 months or just over 2 months.
I think so. Yeah.
We've been working at this around the clock, man.
Right. I understand.
Because we're trying to get justice for your mom, man. You know what I mean? And we want to make sure that if who's doing this, who we're trying to get after.
Right.
That's why we brought you here. We're trying to recap and try to get what we need to get done. We're trying to, get some closure, man. Because I know you must have been wondering this whole time.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened at all from when, like, from the dogs barking to finding my mom. And once I found my mom, I did panic. I quite, like, really bad, because it's just, mom's there, oh shit, panicked, and just grabbed the one that's facing the front door. I grabbed her phone and I grabbed the thing, the one that was up there. I knew about that one. I thought it was the Guardzilla, but it ended up being a white one. And I dumped them in the lake. And then I called 911, either before or after that. But
what made you panic? The throne?
I didn't know. Honestly, truthfully, I didn't know if something did happen. I do sleepwalk sometimes. And then everything else, it's like I didn't know what happened, because I woke up in my room. Just woke up. And it was like, okay, hear dogs barking, blah, 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 doors closed, slightly cracked open, front door, blah, blah, blah. It's just things that I didn't think were completely out of the ordinary. My mom's done them before. Left the door slightly open, didn't close it all the way. Left the two side gates open. Either walking to the recyclables and then walking to put the bin away. and just left them open because the dogs were out, and then walked inside or something. And then after that, that's pretty much it.
So you threw the 2 cameras in the lake in her phone?
Yeah, that was it. Because I
About
panicked.
3 cameras. There's total 3 cameras.
I don't remember the third one. I remember specifically 1, 2. And didn't.
There's one on each side of the TV. And one type of thing.
Then possibly, yeah.
So
Because I don't remember the third. I remember specifically the one that was.
So your fingerprints likely the one we have on the camera.
Yeah, mine and my mom's. Yeah. Because I panicked. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And just boom, boom.
Okay. At least we got past that point.
Right. And other than that, I honestly 100% do not remember either what happened or not. Because all I remember is up to from us going to bed, taking naps, and then me seeing her and then panicking, and then just.
Okay. Maybe a minute to think about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because what do you think most people would do when they find somebody? That happened to.
Yeah, 911 immediately.
Yeah. Do you think throwing out cameras and cell phones first thing I think of?
No,
Why would they do that?
I don't know why I did.
You know why somebody would throw cameras and a cell phone?
Well, of course to hide. To hide it, but I completely panicked.
How many times did you go down by the lake?
I think once.
Just once to throw the phone and the 3 cameras out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know if I did it or if what happened, so I just went, fuck.
So you don't remember if you did it?
No, I don't. I don't remember anything from waking up to the dogs barking and then checking out everything and then.
Okay.
From when I panicked and found her.
And you sure you weren't in an argument?
No, whatsoever. I don't remember any single argument. And Peggy and the people who were there who came to the funeral as well are like, oh, it was a good day. You and your mom showed up to the funeral, blah, blah, blah. It was a perfectly good day.
Was anything said at the funeral that set you off?
No, it was all good. We even got pie. I was the one that wanted pie, and she stopped to get pie. So.
Was she, when you got back home, did she take any, what restrictions did she have after she found out you had Bryson in that before?
Well, she just took my key.
So again, you couldn't drive?
Yeah, I really wasn't supposed to drive anyway, because the door, I had the accident with the car. So the doors folded in anyway. So, technically I really wasn't supposed to drive it, but it was still roadworthy. It had license tag, was good to go, blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to drive.
So it was like, maybe when you were sleeping, you were thinking of that, and you got up and got mad? You said you sleepwalk?
I do sleepwalk sometimes, yeah. I do get up and just kind of move around. I've caught myself at night, and so has my mom, just waking up, going towards the fridge. And since I've been living there for so long, I know the area. I just walk, get food or drink, and go back to bed. And my mom's told me she's heard me or seen me, and I just kind of slither on in and slither back out and make no noise whatsoever, just kind of back and forth.
Right. Think the cameras would caught you doing that?
Yeah, probably, if they were up. I know the Guardzilla definitely saw it, because I was heavily sleepwalking. It was more towards when that was up. That was around like maybe a year or 2 ago when we bought that. That was when I was really sleepwalking. I put on a few extra pounds.
You see what it looks like though, right?
Yes, I do understand.
I'm trying to help you out here.
I know, I understand, and that was the biggest thing that's been weighing on my chest, was that I did panic and I threw out the cameras and the phone.
Do you realize that doesn't make any sense for anybody to do that's totally innocent?
Yes, I do understand. So that's what's been bothering me the past 2 months, is I don't know. I don't remember. And then when I have dreams, it's playing in different ways. It's been eating away.
Okay, so he's laying down the Ambien defense. I went to sleep and I woke up and my foster mom was axe murdered. I panicked, got rid of all the evidence that pointed to me, but it was a happenstance and I'm a victim of sleepwalking. Is that the defense we're hearing?
From my I just keep seeing the same image of that.
Certainly sounds like it.
Oh shit.
It's just ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jason, how long as an interrogator do you let the nonsense go on before you just really bear down? Considering he's 17, considering all you know about him, how long do you let this go?
Thank you for saying that. I'm thinking cut the shit, guys. I mean, this can go on forever. He loves to talk. If you have him, you have him. He said his story, chop holes in it, and put him in his place. They're letting him talk too much at this point.
Because every time, like, even when you turn your phone, like, even if you have your phone off, if you turn it sideways, it doesn't recognize that.
He's still, as an interrogator, and here's where I'm gonna step aside with them. I thought they were doing a pretty good job up to this point, but at this point, they're just regurgitating. We know you're lying. He knows you know he's lying. He's already brought you the, well, it must have blacked out. That'll account for anything that I can't tell you, and maybe I am the killer, but I'm not responsible because, you know, I was sleepwalking. But they're still going down the road on I knew it was you, and I've got the video cameras. These cameras destroyed, but yet still the data maintains. What's it going to show us? I think this is wasting time here, and I think he's treading water because he didn't know where to go with it next. The kid's not breaking like you would think he would break at this point.
No, and either you're gonna get a confession or you're not. And he said his story, and I agree with you, Joe. I was actually getting frustrated listening to the two detectives just rehash shit. If I'm them, I'm starting to come at him strong at this point. And if he confesses, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But you have physical evidence and probable cause to charge.
Well, and you've also got a completely fabricated story. I'm not saying I can't prove that you did it necessarily with what you said in this room, but I can prove that you're a liar. I can prove that you're lying about something. That's not difficult to do.
Yeah, just one last thing to that. I think there was a nugget that the interrogator in the blue shirt asked. He said, "We're trying to help you figure out what's going on with your mom, but it seems like you don't care." And I think that was a signal that they're picking up the same thing we're seeing. Is something's off with this kid. There's no remorse. There's no sadness. Like, he doesn't even panic even a little bit.
You're not a counselor. You're not a psychiatrist. You're investigating a crime. You're there to get evidence. They're not getting it. They're going around in circles.
Yep.
And that's why you're here today.
Let's see how much longer we'll let this go on before we advance it.
I brought the cameras. I won't play games with you. Straightforward.
They are actually giving him excuses.
No, I want to know about your background because, like I said, I wasn't here when he interviewed you.
Right.
But that's why I'm here now. I'm trying to get you to let me know exactly what happened.
Right, and I keep saying I don't remember what happened from then to then. I just don't remember anything happening at all.
Significant of that, you'd have to remember some of it. If you block out part of it, I can completely understand that. But you'd have to remember some of it. You just have to. Everybody remembers part of it. You can't ever block out the whole thing.
I remember being outside at the shed and grabbing the axe. But other than that, it's been locked. And that's it. That's all I remember. Which is why I also panicked, because I remember the last thing I did was grab the axe. But my intent wasn't for that. The intent's just getting it sharpened, getting ready to get the yard work done. I don't know if they removed it, but you can see on the property on their line, one of our trees fell and bent at their fence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were supposed to chop up and get it done.
Okay, so you remember grabbing the axe. Do you remember if you took it to the garage?
Yeah, because that's where our other sharpening iron is.
So that what the axe was? You got out of the garage, you got out of the shed?
Shed.
And then took it to the garage?
Yeah, because we have two sharpening irons, one that's in the shed, one that's in the garage.
Okay.
One that's in my room, one's in the garage.
Alright, so you remember at least that far. Do you remember bringing it in the house, like go to your room with it or anything?
No.
Would you sharpen it in your room? You had a
machete.
Not a machete, but you also had a sharpening stone in your room, correct?
Yeah, I have one for the machete and one for the axe. So two different ones. One's this block that I use for the machete. It's easier. And I have a kind of like a longer one that's meant for the axe. I just kind of take it, just brush it down.
Was it more of a stone, or not a stone? Was it like a steel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and was that in your room as well? I don't remember seeing.
No, that was in the garage.
In the garage.
Because I only have one for each place. Because I have the machete always in my room.
Okay. So you remember bringing the axe in the house at all?
No. It's just into the garage and sharpening, and that's it. And then
you don't remember anything after that?
No.
The next thing you remember, do you remember maybe standing over in her room?
I remember walking into the room, like opening the door, and that's it. And
that was before you woke up from the dogs?
No.
I'm going to pause them as long. Pause. I don't like so you don't remember this. They're kind of giving him an out to not remember something and stick to his BS story that, I just don't remember. I don't like this part of the text. I think they're struggling is where I think the interrogator stepped off the curb about 5 minutes ago and hasn't found his way back onto the sidewalk. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, they're giving him excuses, and the reason I said that was because they brought up, do you sleepwalk? And they're letting him go down angles. They're like feeding him excuses to go down angles, which is not bad. But again, at this point in the interview, let's cut the bullshit here. Here's what we got. Here's what we know, and see how he responds. At some point, you just got to cut the shit.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the interrogators are struggling there. Moon Goddess brings up a pretty good point, actually, and I bring up that I think it's key to know that this young man is a product of the foster care system, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. But she says a little bit of information from an insider of the foster care system. Foster kids that are thrown into the foster care system at an early age learn to adjust and adapt to any situation to protect themselves from everything, whether it's good or bad. Some of that didn't get in there. There's the last part of that. But I think that's something to play here. This 17-year-old kid has been in like more tense situations than your average child. They go from, sometimes not such great places to not such great places. So I think that's something you have to take into account. But I say all that to feed back into, and I'll come right to you, Lamar, what you're saying is that they don't need to give him any excuses. They're just kind of prolonging this, and they're not doing anybody any good. The case, the young man sitting across from them are really themselves either burning time, in my opinion. But Lamar, do you have a different look on that from the federal side and a fancy word to go with it?
Negative. I'll avoid fancy words for this instance. Part of me actually wonders if the way they're handling him is because he's a minor, but I'm not entirely sure because I never had to deal with minors, obviously, as an intel officer. But
17 in most states, he's treated like an adult. I think you need to take his age and sophistication into consideration, but he's being treated like an adult in this interrogation.
Okay, and then the last part of that is I've kind of anchored on the fact. I would say it's a fact. This kid's a polished liar. It may very well be a symptom of him being in the foster care system, but it's very obvious to me that he's used to spinning tales and getting people to believe it.
Right, and I'll go back to, I think Jason made the best point yet for the evening, is that these interrogators are giving the opportunity to continue it instead of breaking it off and let's get down to what's really going on and deal with it. So yeah, I'm hoping that they'll change and turn the corner here. Let's see.
That was after. It was after.
It was after?
Yeah, I guess so. Because I remember dogs, and then from there was running around finding dogs and figuring out where they were, and then.
Okay, so if the cameras caught you with an axe inside the house, would that make sense to you?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't remember anything from being in the garage, and that's it. And then from there, I don't remember nothing.
Okay. Would you set the axe down inside the house anywhere?
Maybe inside the back room, because we do keep some things in the back room.
Right.
Like our exercise machines and some extra stuff that we.
That's where the exercise bike stuff was?
Yeah, the speed bike, the Christmas tree and stuff like that.
What about maybe in the hallway where that table was in the hallway, the hallway?
The one that goes in between where the little stereo is, kind of like, there's two red things.
Yeah, it's painted red in there. Would you maybe set the axe on the table at all?
I don't
or walk by there with it?
Don't remember.
Okay. So you came in from the garage, most likely you may have left the side garage door open, didn't you?
Probably, yeah. Which I did mean to ask, did you guys try to get back into the house?
Recently?
Yeah.
No.
Because when we went back to the house, once I was told I was allowed to go back, the back door had been pried into. It looked like someone tried to take something and try to pry into the back door.
In the garage door?
Yeah, the one that leads into the house. Because it was, I remember when...
After we released it to you? No, I don't think anybody was back in the house.
Yeah, once we released it, well, the time we went back was the day after we did the initial search, and then I think we went back like the next day, and after that was it.
Yeah, because that was it. Because we went back, and it looked like someone tried to pry it in there, like there were pieces of wood, like physically taken out. I didn't think of anything. I didn't really think anything of it. I thought maybe it got stuck. You guys tried to get in.
No, we had to search for a time. All right, so back to where you're in the house with the axe. So you remember you maybe been in the house with the axe now?
No, just in the garage.
Just in the garage, okay. But if we seen on camera in the house, would you remember that in the house?
No, from there, from garage to me seeing her is completely blank, fuzzy, nothing whatsoever.
Okay.
And that's why I panicked, because I couldn't remember what happened last from there. I was very concerned. I didn't know if that was something I did and blacked out.
Well, if you did, wouldn't you want to know?
Well, yeah, because then I'm responsible for it, and I didn't know if that's what I did or
But
not.
if you got an argument, it's
We didn't have an argument. That's the thing.
I'm trying to figure out if you did or didn't.
We didn't. That's why I was so worried, and that's why I panicked so bad, is because we didn't have an argument whatsoever. We had a good day. It was an actual good day. We always celebrate a good day. That's why we had the pie. A whole day where we didn't argue at all. Not even small bickering. Not even the smallest bickering. We were just good. We knew when to shut up. We knew when we could talk. And that was it. It was a whole good day.
Any reason why you'd black out and do something like that?
No, I've had times. That's why I panicked. I know of one instance where I blacked out and did something where I didn't recognize what happened.
Right.
And I've had one other time, but that I didn't think it counted because it was just a hot day. So I figured I blacked out. But apparently I was working in the yard, woke up down by the where the fire pit is. But I wasn't even near the fire pit when I was working. I was working all the way down by the front gate, getting the fence all ready to go, and before we started clearing it out. So I was working up there, and then all of a sudden I woke up down by the fireplace.
Okay. Did you know we went through the whole house, no signs of anybody else in the house but you and your mom?
Right.
I mean, completely no other signs. So the only person who could have done it would have been you.
Right.
And I understand how that makes you feel at the same time.
The thing is, here's the thing. I want to know. I want to know because I want to know if that I blacked out and did this, and then.
So I need your help.
I want to know. I don't remember. I don't remember from being in the garage to then. It's nothing. And I don't remember any arguments. Nothing like that. Nothing at all.
Well, you didn't argue. You still mad at her for the whole Bryson thing?
No, I accepted that because that was my fault. And since I've come back from living with the Irvings, our goal was to take responsibility for our problems, like no matter who. Either my mom messed up and she never wanted to admit it and I was mad, and then we were both mad, or I messed up and I never admitted it and we were both mad.
Because we're both very strong opinionated and strong-willed.
So now it was like we were trying to like back off that because I'm turning 18, I've graduated high school, life's about to start, so we were like, okay, we just need to settle. Because my mom wanted to put me through school, I wanted to go through school, and I just wanted us to work out. That was it.
Nobody else there could have done it. It's just you. Like we said, we've been working day and night, weekends, waiting on evidence to come back. It took a lot of evidence to come back because we have to be thorough. I don't want to accuse you of anything and then it be somebody else. There's no evidence for anybody else.
Right.
And I'm very thorough on that because I don't like ever being wrong.
Right. And I appreciate the way Ramos came at it. I didn't like the other detective, to be honest with you, the one that was with you the first day. He was calling me a psychopath and a sociopath that I don't feel anything. I didn't appreciate that at all, with him making those assumptions before anything was even done. I appreciate the way you guys went through everything.
I'm just telling you, there's nobody else that we could show.
I understand, but I still don't remember from the day. If you guys have that concrete evidence, then okay, but I don't physically remember anything.
Anything at all?
No.
Do you remember, like, you know, glimpse during your dreams or anything?
No, because the dreams start from when I wake up and see her, and then they just continue all the way through to, like, spurts of the group home or stuff like that.
Because, I mean, all the evidence points at you. There's nothing else. And that's why I'm trying to get you to help me out because
I don't remember anything. We didn't have any fights, and that's the thing. That's why I panicked the most, because I specifically remember being in the garage with the sharpening iron,
right,
sharpening the axe, like getting it ready to go. I even went out to go look at the fence line, hopped the fence, looked at the tree, blah blah blah. Did all that normal routine shit. Gotta figure out, okay, where am I cutting? What am I cutting? And then what part of the fence do I have to fix? Because that's what they asked. So getting all that stuff ready, and then from then to there, I remember nothing.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to help you try to remember because it helps me for case-wise for you.
Right. And
I don't, not against you whatsoever.
Right.
I only follow the evidence, that's all.
From the case, I understand, but I don't remember anything from there to there. No arguments or nothing.
If you had an argument, were you just mad at her about the situation?
No, there's nothing I don't remember anything about being mad at her whatsoever. I really don't. Because when I want to see Kayla, my mom won't let me drive. She'll her parents drive to see me, or she will drive me to see her. If I need to borrow the car, she'll usually make an exception because it's kind of like, okay, I know I'm being good.
Like I said, everybody I talk to, when you're normally you are a great kid.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose your temper, it's not good.
No, it's not.
And that's why I'm concerned. Maybe you lost your temper that day. But just because you may not get an argument, you still lost your temper.
I still don't remember. I don't remember, and I usually remember my temper flares. Like if they happen. Yeah. But I've been on. The thing is, I've been on antidepressants, and sometimes I don't know what it is. To kind of help control that, and then I've been working on my own things.
It looks like they're going to try to give him another out about, maybe you lost your temper, but they really haven't challenged him on the fact that I don't believe your blackout stories. So
they were fine. I was fine. My mom and
they haven't pushed him far enough on that, in my opinion, for him not to go back. It's just go back to about it. If it's trouble and difficult, well, I don't remember. I saw an axe in her head, and I don't remember anything after that. I must have taken the axe, concealed the evidence, and I've been blacked out until I talked to the first police officers. So any time in between that, I don't remember. I think that's a bad play by the interrogators.
It's actually frustrating to watch this. I agree with you, Joe. This is not a good play on their part.
Yeah, my thought is, unless they're walking him into another trap, they have taken a crap in their own boots, as we would say in the Army. They started out so strong; it seemed really structured. They were able to control it for the most part, even though he's talking a ton. But I admittedly don't understand now where they're headed.
I don't think they are either. And I'll say, you could get into this. You go in with a great game. You think it's going to go, but it doesn't go the way you war gamed it. So I can see a struggle period. I think Jason will know what I'm talking about. Struggle period to find your track again, to get back on it and keep in control. But there could be some spin outs during an interrogation where you're not necessarily in control of driving the story. And I think these guys, I use the analogy of stepping off the curb. I think they've stepped off the curb, but they can't find their way back on. This kid's kind of running them. And I've advanced it a little bit because we're really not getting anywhere with a lot of that. You're going to hear a lot of the same things. And just for time purposes, I bounced that a little bit. But Jason, you want to express your frustration anymore?
If I'm watching this from outside, I'm probably calling them out. And I think that when they brought out all the envelopes and they brought up the cell phone stuff, that's where they should have they curbed the conversation. They should have stuck with it, and they backed off of that and let him take control of the conversation again. That's why I'm frustrated. Like you got your story, you got your facts. Why is he still talking? That's where I'm going. Change your tone. You're not going to get anywhere if you keep being nice and giving him excuses.
Well, change the tack, right? Your sails have no wind in them. You're sitting in flat water. Try to do something, row the boat or something, but they're just kind of sitting there, in my opinion. But we're going to see if they advance that along. Lamar, anything before we go back to the video?
Nah, man, I'm good to go.
All right, here we go.
Because there's no way.
That's a fucker moment.
Because then there's no way people get off scot-free for doing that shit. And I didn't.
Depends on the reason.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if all the buildup of the abuse just blacking out, because it's never. It's
going to cause you just to do it in rage. Period.
Well, no, I mean, I don't remember it, and even though people are scared of my rage, it's usually just me punching holes through a wall. It's never towards somebody or anybody else. If it gets physical, it's just me pushing my chest up against you, and then we're both like this, like standing on the ground, or a little shoving to get off. Yeah. This is my territory. But other than that, not at all. Yeah, most of the time I understand, but it's just she takes it too far. I'll take the first initial yelling, whatever, but then she'll take it to the next level, and then she'll keep going long after the whole thing's over. And then even when hours later, she'll just all of a sudden bring it back up. We'll be sitting at dinner when we had a normal conversation, watching a movie, trying to get over it, and then we're sitting at dinner, she'll just eat at her, and she'll bring it back up again and do the same rage.
Trigger right back and just all over replay.
Yeah.
What else can you think you can remember that day? So you remember about the argument now, which is good.
Yeah.
Remember when the cameras are late, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be frank. That's not a believable story to say that a woman will think something's settled and then won't forget it and keeps bringing it back up. I think that deception is being detected here.
No.
That's the most honest thing that young man said this whole time. Very true.
Yeah, all joking aside, it was probably the most honest emotion he has shown the entire time too. His frustration actually came out through his movements.
Yeah, I think we're actually seeing a little bit more raw emotion or a raw story coming out of him. I was curious to see what he says next here.
Turn this year.
Right. So if the camera shows you an axe in your hand, so you think that would be just that would have been a separate moment. You'd have walked in with the axe in your hand, hit her with it, and then all of a sudden you open back up because you're not quite remembering it. And then she's there, and he's like, "Oh shit, what did I just do?"
Yeah, probably something like that. Because I remember when I found it, I was like, "Oh fuck!" I didn't know what I was doing. I could still hear like breathing, sort of, but I knew like had something to do with the head like that.
So you think when you first opened the door and heard breathing that it just happened then? Because put an axe something like that, and you think you'll pass right away. So if you're sitting there still here breathing, do you think at that time maybe it just occurred at that short period of time?
Possibly, I'm not sure because it was like in my flashback I had a memory of me swinging an axe, but it wasn't at her. It was like at a tree, but it was from what I remember seeing. That was in her. It's the same fluid motion of topping a tree that's falling over like that. And then of course I had the same thing, but like this, wrong motion. But I had the motion of like that, and that's what woke me up one night, scared the shit out of me, because then I was like, oh, fuck, maybe I could have done it.
So if you struck her in the head with the axe, would you call 911 right away afterwards, or do you think you waited a minute, not knowing what to do, through the phones, or went and got all the cameras in the phone?
No, I called 911 immediately as soon as I saw her. I did all the camera stuff while I called 911.
Right, while you're calling through it, okay.
Because I didn't know, I was like, oh fuck, and if I did do this, it's gonna look like I just did it, I just fucking killed my mom and then bam, I got it.
I wasn't worried about the time so much, I'm just more concerned why it happened, because that's what helps you out.
Right.
That too, and we spoke to the Irvins, and they were saying the same thing that your mom was getting. She walking in the house and everything all the time.
Walked in. Yeah. Kayla was over once, knocked on the door, just walked in, and into somebody else's house.
So we've seen how your mom could get, and that's what we can understand.
That's why you tell me if that's what happened. That's what happened. I can work with that.
I think that's what happened. I think it was just a build up, and then finally the fact that she's kind of like. Because I worked really hard to kind of get my shit together at the Irvings.
Right.
And then my mom and I finally made our peace, and then we agreed. Okay, it was like, okay, I'm on board. School, this trade. Even though the entire time she's always had her thoughts of basically, why don't you just go straight to like CF or go straight to Santa Fe? Like, well, that's like 4 years, Mom. I'll be working at a piece of shit.
Private school. You don't finish high school here as it was.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't at school at the time, so.
And so is that what I mean? That's what happened. That's what happened. I can work with that.
I think so. In all honesty, I can't think of anything else that happened. I think it was just a whole build-up, and then that last day of when I finally got my life together. I think I have it together. I have a steady plan of what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself organized. Yep. And then she just turns around from supportive, semi-supportive, to just bashing me completely in, and telling me I'm a worthless piece of shit because of what I want to do.
So did you boil over while you're sharpening the axe?
I don't remember from then, but I think so.
I need to know that because I can't work with things, so I can't help you with that.
I don't want to say something when I don't have an exact memory of what happened.
Were you like sharpening it and like just replaying the whole car ride? Because that pissed me off.
Yes, that is what I do know that. It's like when I was doing it, I was thinking, because that's what I do. When I'm punching something or I'm using the axe or whatever, I play the things that my mom's has done, and I just get the frustration out on that. I'm like, okay, Mom said this. I visualize what she said in a paragraph, and I just beat the shit out of it. Chop it up into oblivion.
So while you're sharpening, that's all you think about all the stuff that she said. You're sitting there pissed off, like, I can't believe she's disappointed me.
Yeah, she's known. I've been a manual labor person. I wear boots, jeans. I have several pairs of cowhide gloves that are completely worn through over the years, each because I'm outside working.
So did you do it right after when you sharpened the axe? You walked in the house with that right afterwards? This one I need to know because I got to be definite on this. I don't like.
I don't have an exact memory of it, so I don't want to say.
Okay, the best your memory.
Best of my memory, walked in the house with the axe, with not the intent of doing that, but I think my intent was kind of like, okay, Mom, I think we need to get to work, because it was getting kind of late. I do know that I was getting late, and my mom doesn't like to work past a certain time. She wants to be out in her bed. And then I guess it just kind of boiled over. I don't know if something was said. Because usually I try to talk to her. I'll say, hey Mom, get up, we gotta go to work, or hey Mom, we gotta do some stuff. So I don't know if I did that and she made a remark that kind of pushed me over the edge, or if it just all played through.
So if you hit her with the axe, is that when you call 911 right after?
Immediately.
Right after you hit her?
Right after I went, bam, it was like, phone, 911, checked her breathing, pulse. But as soon as I saw blood running through her nose, I knew there was nothing I could do. So then I was just.
You feel bad if you did it?
Excuse me?
You feel bad it happened?
Yeah, big time. And it's been killing me, eating me inside really bad.
I can imagine. You want to tell somebody, you can't.
Well, the thing is, I didn't want to tell the beginning because I didn't know exactly for a fact. And then after a while.
Okay, so he didn't want to say because he wasn't sure he actually did it. He blacked out. It was a big happenstance, but he's pretty much walking himself through it, which I would consider this a confession. Wouldn't you, Jason and Lamar?
Yes.
Yeah, he just outright said it. And he admitted to withholding details about the story at the beginning because he wasn't exactly sure how they would perceive it. So again, I go back to the notion that this kid's just a seasoned liar, and he's been used to getting away with it.
But on a more juvenile level, I don't disagree with you on that, but I don't think he is what we'd consider a sophisticated subject, an adult subject that you would go into an interrogation room with.
Correct.
And I think his performance has proven that. He's not that sophisticated. If he was in the principal's office, he could probably talk himself out of it. Probably he's been able to talk himself out of it. By the way, I keep calling this his mother, the foster mother, but they started their relationship as a foster mother, foster child relationship. She actually adopted him. They share the same last name. So this woman was a little bit more than maybe what we've heard, and I've even seen some comments that I don't disagree with, that some foster parents are in it for the cash that they get each month for housing a kid like the SPCA. But it sounds like this woman was definitely in his life, and that kind of makes it more sad. Guys, before we go on, I want to take a minute to talk about 3D response. Jason here, our faithful co-host that's with us each week, not only a 30-year police veteran out of Minnesota, but he's been working on the 3D response system for 10 years plus. It's a full safety system for our kids' schools for the event some crazy person comes in and tries to shoot it up. It gives what other systems don't have. It's a full circle with his system. Let's take a look at that, and we'll take a second or two to talk about it on the back end.
Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way.
I see you entering. Take a right. You're going to proceed down the long hall, all the way to the end. You're going to go till the end where you're intersect to the classrooms. Keep going. I see you moving forward. Subject is held up in classroom 203.
Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way.
Folks, that's the 3D response. You really can't put it all together in a 1 minute video. But Jason's system has everything has the beginning part of the first part you would want to see in your child's school, which are forensic psychologists that deal with this type of mental illness, or these people that have the disposition to kill children in a school. Helps with protocols. Your school having proper protocols if somebody were to be identified as a threat to the school prior to it happening. Most important part is that if everything else fails, we can't figure it out. They were known by law enforcement. If all that BS fails, like it does every time, if there is gunfire in your child's school, it provides protection for the staff and the children so that they have a safe place to wait until law enforcement gets there, which are notified immediately through the fast communication system that 3D Response has. To get the threat neutralized and make sure that all of our precious children and school officials are safe. Jason, I think, and you and I have talked about your system quite a bit. I think the most important part of your system is the ballistic protection, the concealed ballistic protection that you provide in the schools for that 7-minute police response time. Do you see it the same way there? I think I hear other companies out there, they talk about their types of systems, what they've got. They've got a drone, or they've got a window, or they've got something that nobody else has a comprehensive system that provides the unique thing that your system in particular does. And I think that is ballistic protection for if in fact an event were like this to kick off at a school.
That's a big part of it. The system is multi-layered, and the ballistics work with the magnetic doors. They work with the suspect identification spray. It works with the internal communication, with the card readers, with the alert system. It's like a fire suppression system. You just don't have fire extinguishers in your school. You have a system, and that's the missing point here. Is we're looking at this too simple and throwing one-trick ponies at the wall to keep our kids safe. And the fire suppression system was so successful, not one kid has died since 1958 in a fire. It's the same thing as the fire suppression system. It's just a different threat. And that's the point.
Your system. I want to talk about your system in particular. I understand how it mimics a fire suppression system, but for gunfire in a school. But your system conceals ballistic protection so that all staff, if there's a fire, all the staff knows where, and children know where to go when there's a fire. And under the 3D response system, they all know where to go so that they can be locked away from anybody that means them harm. And the person that means them harm can't shoot through doors like it's commonly done in school shootings today. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. So we provide cover, concealment, and communication for the innocent when they need it the most. When they need it before the good gun, where it needs to be where the bad gun is. And there is a gap there. We're not giving the proper resources to teachers and students to respond, to protect themselves.
100%, folks. Go to 3dresponse.com. You'll learn more about the system. If you want to know more, Jason is at 3D Responses. On X, hit him up there, and he can give you some ways that you might be able to reach out to representatives. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take representatives passing laws like they did with the fire code, saying you can't put kids in a school without a system like this in it. And this is the push that we do here on both Interrogation and the Night Court Show. Let's get back to our interrogation. We're going to finish it up here.
It was just replaying in my head. I'm like, fuck.
But did you call 911 try to get her help right away?
Immediately. I'm pretty sure. Damn, I took the cameras down. No, they were still up when I called. Mm-hmm. Immediately, as soon as it happened, I called 911. Saw it. 911 already went on back of the head, blah, blah, blah. And then it's kind of on the fly. Just grab the cameras and dig them out and grab the dogs because they were still out running around and all that.
You feel better, a little bit better now? It's off your chest?
A little bit, but I still feel like a piece of shit.
No,
like
your mom pushed you over the edge. Okay.
But here's the thing. The thing is like, because I've had, I think one wellness check, which I told him, nah, I'm fine, I'm good. But it was just the weight of all that, because I didn't say anything. It was just really getting to me really bad. And like, I took her life, and I just felt like I didn't deserve mine. So it was kind of tough.
Like I said, man.
You went through a lot.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was just about to say. The
Well,
moment we spoke,
I'd have been an asshole to you all the time. But I wasn't, because like I said, I've been investigating this after he did. I was in a town when it happened. And I've talked to everybody you've known. I've talked to everybody she's known. I've read all her text messages, her Facebook messages. Granted, yes, you all had a rough-ass relationship. And she was even saying this almost the exact same thing that you said, boy, y'all were driving home. He's not on track. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Now he wants to do trade school. My son went to trade school. I took that offensive because I'm glad my son did trade school. Freaking, there's nothing wrong with welding. I did trade school and college.
You still better yourself.
So you're still doing something.
Yeah, because she told me that I was being a worthless piece of shit, like not doing anything, and I was like, okay, I need to do something. And
you want some more water?
Yes, please.
But you know, like I said, man, we know you've been since day one, since we spoke, bro. That you've been a lot.
I just don't know I don't know what's gonna happen because, like, I don't want this public. I don't want it out, which I'm sure it's gonna go to records and such.
You know what I mean? So I from day one, you know, I'm just saying that so that dude is. I knew you wanted to try to get something off your chest, man. I knew I could see it in your eyes now that, you know what I mean? You're spiritually. I'm the same way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's that bond. I don't know what it is, the spirit. You know what I mean?
It's been really killing me. I mean, I've been wanting to I've been battling between contacting you or not. At the same time,
if you would have contacted me, we would have just sat down and we would have talked, dude. Yeah. From day one, I never passed judgment on you because I know how it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I've been, you know, in a relationship. I never passed judgment. I never disrespected in any way. Or
know how it is to hack your mom with an axe up, man. I get it. I understand.
Bro. You know, we're sitting here, and when I went and spoke to all your family members, same thing. We sat down and Judy, man, she had to go cookies, man.
That's Judy.
You know what I'm saying? So we sat down. So you know, I've been to her crib. We sat down. You have to eat cookies when you come to my house.
Yep.
You come. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, babe.
Yeah. So the dog's sitting on one side. I'm chilling with the dog on one side.
Thank you.
She's giving me cookies. Man, Ron was out there working on his truck. You know, so
usual.
We never, like I said, man, we know you've been through a lot. You know, and like I said, it went from.
The worst part for me was realizing that I was trying.
You're trying to do good. It wasn't like you're saying, hey, I want to go hang out for 3 months and do nothing.
No, I told her I'd get a job. I get a new job.
Get your car fixed.
Yeah, I applied at the Cove. I was looking for different places to go to that would hire me, blah, blah, blah. I applied to other places, and then I figured, you know, I'm almost 18, so I figured maybe some manual labor places would hire me, maybe under the books. Yeah. And then I turn 18, and then bam, I'm good to go. I've already had the experience, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I'm good at. I mean, a lot of people can vouch for me, references, manual labor.
Not even Peggy, she was used to go out there and work hard for that money, bro. She's like,
she says he's really good, but his temper is like really, when he goes off the edge, that's it. You can't control it. Mm-hmm. And it's not a your fault. You have no control over that, especially when somebody keeps pushing your buttons. And family, I guarantee you, family will push buttons more than anybody in this freaking world.
You pass more judgment.
My wife and my kids don't push my buttons. Mm-hmm. They just look at me and know, like, no, we're going to push the buttons today.
Yeah. And that's the thing that scared me, is because no one else is physically seeing my anger out. Like, they've seen when it's already been pushed over the edge.
Right.
And that's what's always scared me.
They don't see the cause.
No, and then Kayla has seen me get upset before. But she's like, it's never what anybody else is talking about. Because she's pissed me off before. I'm like, but it's never been to where, like, because when my mom pissed me off, it's like, all right, shut the fuck up. That's enough.
Yeah.
We're done. I'll go over here.
Leave it alone.
You go over there. We won't talk about it till next week.
Beat a damn horse.
Was she doing that day where she was doing the same thing she did before, where I don't want to talk, we're done? When it happened?
Oh yeah, on the way home, when I tried to explain to myself, I was like, yo, Mom, listen, I'm trying to do better. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm done. I don't want to hear from you. And then she'd keep going.
Was she like that in the bed when she like halfway asleep?
I don't think so. I think
I see it in the video where she did to you, I'm done, and she walks away.
I think
she had the last word.
Like, I think she might have done something like that, but I don't remember if it was continuing from the conversation that we had in the car, or if I asked her if I wanted to talk about it again. Because my main thing was, from then on, was to make my mom happy and proud, because she kept telling me how much of a failure I was. And at the end of the day,
high school shit.
I know, at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, I'm done with high school, I just barely made it. I feel like I need to pick it up.
The high school doesn't tell you what grade you got. The diploma doesn't say pass with a C, it says diploma.
Yeah, you think every doctor that comes to see you has straight A's? No. Some of those doctors, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I told you to try to figure out, because that's when I watched that video, because I can't remember, I had I think a girlfriend did one time, and she would do that to me. She'd be like, "Nope, we're done." She'd run her mouth all like she's walking, but don't want to talk about it.
Yep, she kept talking.
And it just like push the button. It's like, "Wait, then don't fucking say nothing. Just walk away and shut up."
Eventually, I could put up with it until it was like too far.
Well, that day was bad.
Yeah, I could put up with it like for the most part. When she says I'm done talking, she keeps ranting, like whatever, just tone it out. And you're one the other. But then when she keeps going and then attacks me personally, that's when I get. It's like, all right.
And that controls everything. You can't go. You can't do anything. You can't go.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I think you should stop, Mom. And then she keeps going, and she sees me getting pissed off. Like there have been times where like I can tell she's trying to get a reaction, just to punish me for something.
Yeah.
Or I'll have a good week. Oh, last week, good. We went to school the whole time.
She was posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
My friends were talking to her.
Yeah.
Great week, went to school.
Yeah.
And then come like Friday, if you do one little stupid thing, like everything's back off track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you can't recover from just having a bad few hours, just being a simple teenager. And I just don't know if she wanted to create this model person that doesn't exist because my kids screwed up all the time. Would I call them on it? Yeah, but I knew when to stop because they were being kids, and if I at least caught them what they did, because what I do, so it's easy for me to catch what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, my parents didn't catch me what I did.
Yeah.
Because if they did, I probably wouldn't be here to do what I do now.
Yeah.
Because they'd have probably called the cops on me with themselves. But no, just like I said, I totally understand. That's what I need to get from you. That's why I want to be honest. Is just I need to know what caused it.
It was hard. It's hard because I don't know what the repercussions are going to be. Because I mean, I didn't intend for it to happen, and then immediately after it happened, I called 911. I didn't know what I had just done. I was in panic. I thought maybe I could still do something and get it reversed and just get her back. Because now every single day I low-key kind of miss getting yelled at. I wake up in the morning, I'm here, wake up, dumbass, it's time for school.
Yeah.
It's like 9 o'clock. I've missed my first 3 periods. And I'm like, oh, shit.
No point going out.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna pick up the girlfriend or something like that.
Oh no, it was same thing every single day. I went for like I went for first period, important classes.
Yeah.
And then once all my important classes were out of the way, I was gone. Wasn't there. Nope.
Well done. You know, after you say that, man, I could see it in your eyes, and I don't want to see your aura, but I could see it's a big uplift off you, man.
Big time, and
you can see it's a big uplift. You can see your whole body.
Yeah, it's been killing me because I've been trying to go back and just get shit. Like this cross, my mom's. This one, my mom's. And I've just been praying I'd get an opportunity to kind of get it out. But I just didn't know what the repercussions would be. But eventually,
you have to deal with it.
I know. Eventually, like, I don't know. It's weird to say because like a lot of people find this weird, like spiritual. Like I felt like God said it was okay when you guys finally were like, we just need to know what happened on this. I felt like He came down and said, all right, it's
because all the evidence is there what happened.
Right.
And I like knowing why because that helps you.
Right.
So I know I can't say, oh, this guy's he thought about it all day long. He couldn't wait to get home. It'd be like somebody intentionally wanted to do it. That stuff is different.
It was bad. It was.
Well, like I said,
tipsy-turvy. I mean, good days and then there's bad days.
that part of she was in
no
control.
between. It was out of
There's a lot
one
of
side or
control
the other
there.
side.
You're independent. You're strong. You want to do your own thing. You know you're going to screw up, but you know you can bounce back from it. And she wouldn't accept that. She wanted you to be this model A, but you always did model A with her friends, and that wasn't good enough. It's like when y'all went to the funeral, you didn't act up.
No, I was like, I didn't want to be here. I was like, I understand to be here out of respect.
Your friend.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I understand to be out of respect because you would have to be here. And I'm your son, so I have to be here. But you do realize like there's some things at home that need to be done that I could have gotten done while you were gone. I mean, you were gone we were gone for 3 hours, 3-4 hours.
Did anybody set you off there?
No.
I was talking to your mom or anything?
Nah, probably not. I don't think. Well, a couple of people started asking me about school, and that started agitating me because I knew my mom was sitting right next to me.
So she's gonna.
I already know something's gonna come up. Yeah, I know something's gonna fucking happen when I get in the car. I'm like, oh shit. She's like, she's asking me like, so what are you doing for school now? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna go to college? I'm like,
He's like, please don't.
They won't bring that topic up today.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know if what I was gonna say would make my mom happy. So whenever I'd say something, she'd be like, yeah, we're still thinking about it. I'm like, why couldn't you have said something instead of me? Shit. But I definitely feel a big weight lifted off, but at the same time, I'm still scared.
I understand that, but I'm glad you're honest with me. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
And you said that's going to go in a report. You're upfront. Well, you weren't upfront on this because you had
to dig it out. But
I can understand why. You think nobody lies to us? You've been to the parties, so you know what all high schoolers tell us. Like I said, it's not a big deal. But like I said, I just wanted you to be honest because, like I said, the evidence was already there that you were the only person there. And you can't really stage one where somebody else did it and you did it. You can't really do that.
No.
Not this day and time. Maybe back in the 30s, when DNA and all that, there was no other DNA but yours.
Right.
There's no fingerprints. And then we expected that. But we wanted, well, I was hoping to find somebody else that way. I had an alibi for you, but nothing went to that. And that's why I didn't meet you at first. I don't come up and say, hey, I'm not working this case, but I want to work without, or you don't think I pass judgment on you whatsoever.
Right.
Everything I work is just straight evidence.
Which I was actually pretty happy you're on this case now with him instead of the other guy because he was
Do you like the other guy?
No,
Is he an asshole?
Sort of, but I mean, I definitely, like, I understand it. I understand he's doing his job, he's got to get it out, but it kind of reminded me of my mom used to just come after me.
Like that. Which guy was it?
I don't remember.
What did he look like?
Kind of bald, buff.
Was he an asshole?
Yeah.
Complete asshole.
Complete.
You can be honest.
You can be honest.
Complete asshole. But I mean, I wasn't not expecting it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
So, but then it just kind of reminded me of my mom. I was like, ugh.
Did he remind you of your mom?
Yeah, he was
coming at you.
Yeah, he was coming at me. I was like, well, okay, it reminded me of my mom and how she came at me. But then he like backed off. So I was like, yeah, this man knows what's up. But if it was my mom, she would have kept going. the whole time you guys left me alone, she would have kept on fucking talking and talking shit. Even with the door closed, she would be still talking shit.
She's walking down the hallway.
Yeah. Like she'd walk into the kitchen and I'm in my room playing Xbox.
She doesn't hear her. She knows you're gonna hear.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe the nerve on some of these fucking kids these days, fucking skipping school and all that shit. I'm like,
they ain't talking to the dog, you know, they ain't talking to the cat, they're talking shit to me. Yeah.
No, I couldn't really understand. Like I said, that's what I just want to know. I just want to know why.
Yeah.
We're at the point we know you did it. It's just why. Because they said there's a reason for it.
yeah, I just didn't know if like it was still gonna like
It was already there.
fuck my life. I didn't know. Well, I mean, like I didn't know if it was gonna still fuck me up like bad because I still want to. I still want to go to trade school. I still want to do that in January. I still want to fulfill and pursue the things that I wanted to do. It's always been like, okay, I gotta make this up now.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out from there. It just all depends on what happens from there. But no, just you get it off your chest, you can pass that. So now you've done that, move past it.
Yeah.
You're able to move on.
I just hope that this doesn't really affect too much because there's still things I want to do.
Yeah.
College.
It's all up to the courts. They have no say so. But I will put in there. You're upfront. You're honest. You came off of it. We don't get paid any extra for the rest we do. So like I said, I don't judge you.
Right.
So we don't get any paid extra. We get paid extra when we work overtime. We don't get paid any extra from there on.
We're gonna get a toaster with those now.
Yeah, we don't get a toaster out of it. But no, I mean, like I said, just being honest helps a lot because it helps explain the story. Because if you lie completely, then everybody's gonna say, you just lie, you can't believe the damn word comes out of his mouth.
And I explained to you yesterday, remember the first day we was talking, same thing, you know, if
Good Lord.
it wasn't intentionally, it wasn't anything like that, it was just,
Lost your cool.
that's it.
And the main thing I didn't really say anything with you is because the. I was like, yeah, man,
Deliberately kind of pissed off.
Well, we had a moment, man, when you went out the room.
I was
Like, that would have been your chance, man. That would have been your chance right there. Just but you know, like I said, it would have just been talking. We would have just got this over and done with, man. And you know.
All right, well, they're patting themselves on the back right now. I'm going to say I got Columboed. After seeing these investigators tie it up, I think they navigated that pretty well with the subject that they had. Jason, does the outcome change your mind?
No, I'm actually upset with this. The dude they're sitting across the table with just killed his mom, adopted mom, with an axe, and they're laughing it up. I think they were looking for intent, and whatever. I just don't. I don't like this. It's cheesy to me.
Well, hang on. They got him to say that. Yeah, I was pissed off at her because she's coming down on me hard. They're sitting here continuing to do it. Talk about, oh yeah, she would keep yelling at me even after it. They kind of got on his side, and he's like, yeah, I killed her. I killed her with an axe. And he all of a sudden he remembered everything. I thought that was pretty good, actually.
I couldn't do what they did. I thought it was pathetic. Not laughing with a guy who just victimized a person to death with an axe. I don't know. Not a fan.
I mean, I can see your point, but tactically, they achieved what they set down to do. He gave it up.
I think they had what they needed before he walked in the room. Intent with an axe is a very violent act. I just don't like their tactic here. That's just my 2 cents.
Fair enough. Lamar, do you have a different view on this, or you feel the same? Looks like our audience feels the same way. Everybody's on Jason's side at 109%, which is, by the way, mathematically impossible, Brenda. You can't be 109% correct. There's only 100% in the whole thing.
No, not when I say it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Joe. They were able to get what they needed. But what I find, I agree with Jason here. I find this troubling because even through his tiered and layered confession, there was still no remorse. He said the words, but there was nothing in his body language that indicated that there was any emotion there. And I understand it, having now listened to it all. His foster mother essentially henpecked him, pissed him off to the point to where he killed her. Like, I think the fact pattern supports that. But I don't know if this last bit of him kind of, hanging out with the boys does him any favors if this is used as evidence in court. Because again, it's like, even after you supposedly get this off your chest, where's the emotional dump? And I don't see it at all.
But we're talking an interrogation, guys. I'm not talking about the witness stand or at the sentencing hearing where you show remorse. We're talking about the cops getting evidence to prosecute someone with. I thought they did a pretty good job. And I'll say, quite frankly, as callous as it may say, as the comments have said, but I think that, what do you think the jury's going to see when they see that?
So that's kind of my point.
They're going to have the same emotion you guys are having.
So I agree. That's kind of my point. So I say this, like I keep saying this, people are people. There's a pattern with people when they confess to a wrong they've done, especially if it's the first time they've actually owned up to it. There's some sort of emotional dump. And I think some people may have missed it earlier on in the interrogation session, where the subject actually says to the interrogator on the right in the red shirt, the initial detective that approached me essentially accused me of being a sociopath. I think that initial detective was absolutely right, because even now that he's been given an opportunity to own up to what he did, there was still no remorse. He's just kind of palling around.
Well, who do you, as an investigator for both of you guys, who do you want to see that no remorse? Who do you want to see that he's a psychopath or sociopath? Who do you want to see that?
The jury, absolutely.
And I'll go back again. I think the detectives did a pretty good job. The investigators did a pretty good job. That's a good video to show to a jury.
But in the same breath, I would argue that at some point during that, stop laughing and stop kissing his ass and making him feel like we're your friend. At some point, be the detectives and say, at the end of the day on this dude, you killed your mom with an axe. And I'm seeing no emotion from you. I just be blunt with this, dude.
I'm going to ask again. We're talking about the tactics of interrogations. And in interrogations, do I need to see your emotions, or I need to get evidence to convict you?
Well, you're contradicting yourself, because the other side is they pushed him to the point to see his emotions, but they never got to see any remorse whatsoever. And that's where.
Well, hold up. I didn't contradict myself. When I talk about the emotional cascade, I talk about is a meltdown in the suspect's mind or the subject's mind, so that they can't put up a defense against this interrogation that you're laying on them. I'm not talking about showing remorse.
I think it would have done the suspect more favors to actually fire off him in a little bit. I don't disagree with you. They got what they needed. I just think they got what they needed a long time before the chuckling and joking at the end.
Fair enough. what I thought initially would be a boring interrogation because of the lack of sophistication of the subject turned out to be pretty decent, actually. I think it was a pretty good interrogation as far as tactics for our show tonight. I want to make a quick announcement that we're going to have to bounce out here. We're right at the top of our hour. We're going to do interrogation till about the first or second week of September, and then we're going to stop doing interrogation. This next month will be the last. This month, in the beginning of first week, one more episode in September will be the last of the interrogations. We're going to retire the show. We're going to bring us a different show on. We're going to use the old name Night Court again, but this is going to be a little different Night Court. We'll have 5 volunteer jury members to sit as a regular jury, and we're going to take cases from the cradle to the grave, from 911 call to the final argument in court, and let our jury decide. Looking forward to that. It should be great. I want to push again one more time that we have a Patreon group. Join our Patreon group. It's patreon.com/Joe_Lanew. Find us there. Join it. We have, if you want to support the group, we have a tier for that. If you want to be a free member, we have a tier for that as well. But you'll see a lot more upcoming items in there for members coming up starting this week. You'll get the grand jury videos just a little bit sooner than everyone else will. But with that, my friends, we are going to call it. Catch us on X for a after party. We'll have an after party there. We can keep talking about this crazy interview we just watched. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Lamar. As always, my friends, your contribution to the show, we couldn't do it without it. Thank you.
Good show. Thanks.
Did you ever get any money from Costello?
No.
And did you ever get any money from Meyer Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those fellas?
None of these that I've been reading about, and none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Shetties?
No. I don't even speak to the... I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
I was conscious of the fact that he had a reputation for being an outstanding bookmaker.
You ever hear him referred to as the Prime Minister of the Underworld?
That term I did not.
Also known as Duck Corella. I refuse to answer on the grounds of no attempt to got any business? I refuse to answer on the grounds of attempt to criminal. You have any profession? I refuse to answer on the grounds of made intent. Have any occupation? I refuse to answer on the grounds of made intent. Are you a known racketeer?